Brazil is underwater. Scary, scary stuff. Yeah, some flooding in Brazil, and it's causing some, talk of migration, and you know, the climate alarmists are obviously all over this too. Let me read this article here. This is Reuters. Uh, I want to like Reuters, but I don't know. Let's read it anyway. Persistent Brazil floods raise specter of climate migration. So, devastating and ongoing flooding in southern Brazil is forcing some of the 500,000 displaced residents to consider uprooting their lives from inundated towns to rebuild on higher ground. 2 weeks after the onset of torrential rains, the Guaba, I think I said that right, the Guaba River, running by state capital Porto Alegre, is rising again, having passed the all-time high. In the state of Rio Grande do Sul, the streets of dozens of towns have turned into slow-moving rivers. Just get boats. Just in the area around Porto Alegre, where four rivers converge to form the Guaba River. Come on, give me some words I can say. My white tongue. Researchers estimate nearly 3,800 square kilometers or 1,500 square miles were flooded. That is more than the urban footprint of the Washington, D.C. metro area, which includes 10 countries and 2 adjacent states. With hundreds of thousands of families fleeing the floods, the disaster, which has killed at least 147 people, with 127 still missing, could touch off one of Brazil's largest cases of climate migration in recent history. That would be a bad thing if it does happen, because there are a ton of people in Brazil. Lots of people. And we'll move around. You thought the migration from Mexico and Honduras and wherever they've all been coming from was bad. Let's get some Brazilians in there. Southern Brazil's location at the confluence of tropical and polar currents has fed periods of increasing intense drought and rains due to climate change, according to scientists. Here's where the alarmists jump in there. The record devastation in Rio Grande do Sul follows floods in the second half of last year, leading many of the 538,000 people now displaced from their homes to consider more extreme adaptations. For the third time in 7 months, businessman Cassiano Baldasso, had to remove wheelbarrows of mud from his home in Macomb, a small town 150 kilometers upriver from Porto Alegre, only to see the waters rise again. He says he has had enough. I have no idea where I'm going, but it will be somewhere far from the river, where our lives will not be at risk. Mayor Mateus Trojan said many of Macomb's 5,000 residents will have to relocate. His office is planning to rebuild 40% of the town elsewhere. Baldasso had already saved his family in September by climbing in under the roof of their 2-story house until they were rescued by the fire brigade in the middle of the night. Okay, so keeps going on. But as you can see, here's a map. I don't know if you can see it very well here, but here's a map of the area that's being flooded here. So all that red there, this is obviously Brazil here. But yeah, that's so I guess, okay, so here we go. This is all of Brazil here, but yeah. Oh, it would be this whole area. Oh, geez, that is a big area. No, you're right by the water, so that's probably why. The ocean's coming in. Yeah, problems. All right, well, that's enough of that. That's enough of the climate doomsday there. I just tend to think this stuff is cyclical. I don't think it's, anything out of the norm. When you're by a lot of water, you risk flooding. I don't know. Just place your house on higher land. I don't know. But in all seriousness, hopefully this works out well for the people there. That kind of sucks. I'd hate to have my my place flooded out, because that can't be good. So let's wish well on our Brazilian friends, and hope the migration doesn't come our way.